Hello, grade 2. Welcome to our online class. In this video, we're going to learn how to count up to 1,000. So you know already how to count up to 100. Okay, I know that some of you know already how to count up to 500, up to 1,000, even millions. But in this video, let's just focus on how to count numbers from 1 up to 1,000. Okay? So before we start, let me introduce to you our base 10 blocks. So this is what we call 100. This is new to you. This is 100. This is 110. And this is 11. So these are the different kinds of our base 10 blocks. Okay? So let's start with the basic counting. So let's start with the first one. How many blocks do you think are there in the picture? So this is how you do it. You're not going to count each block, okay? Each block. You know already that this is considered as 10, so you have to count here in tens. In 10. So this is 10. This is 20. So 10, 20, we have to count in tens. 10, 20, 30, and this is just 1, right? 1 block, so we have 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, and 37. So the number represented by these blocks is 37. Okay? Again, we have here 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, and 37. Let's have another example. Okay, we have here some hundreds, 110, and some ones. So this is how you count properly. This is how you do it properly. We have 100. This is 200. So 100, 200. This is just 10. So we have 210. Then 211, 212, 213, 214, and 215. So the number represented by these blocks is 215. Let's count it again. We have 100, 200, 210, 211, 212, 213, 214, 215. So this is how you're going to write 215, 2, 1, and 5. Okay. Our next goal is how we are going to write 215 in word. 215. We have here 200. 15. So 215. 15. Okay, this is read as 215. Did you get that? Let's have another example. This time, we are going to read a number in hundreds, tens, and ones. Okay, so my first question is always be, how many blocks are there, or what number is represented by these blocks? Let's count. 100, 200, 300, 400, 410, 420, 421, 422, 423, 424, 425, 426, 427, 428. Okay? So the number here is 428. Teacher, it's so hard to count. So there's another way on how to count the number of blocks in the figure properly. So you're going to count the hundreds first. How many hundreds are there? Let's see. 1, 100, 200, 300, 400. So we write here 4 hundreds. Okay, and let's count how many tens there are in the picture, in the figure. We have 1 10, 2 tens, right? We have here 2 tens. And let's count how many ones there are in the picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 ones. I'm going to write here 8 ones. Okay. Now, when we say 400s, that is the same as 400 with 2 zeros. This is 400. 2 tens is the same as 20. If you have 2 tens, that's 20, and 8 ones, that is just 8. Now, if you are going to add 400 plus 20 plus 8, the answer is 428. So our number is still the same. It's still 428. Okay? And I'm sure that you are already familiar with the place value chart. When you were in grade 1, we had tens and ones. Remember, this time I'm going to add hundreds in the place value chart. This is how your place value chart would look like. We have here hundreds, tens, and ones. This is the chart. Okay? And in each column, this is the hundreds place. How many hundreds do you see? There are only 400, so you write here number 4. Okay? How many tens are there? There are only 2 tens, so you're going to write here number 2. And how many ones do you see? There are only 8 ones, so you're going to write here 8. So the number formed is 428. It's still like this. I'm sorry, I don't have space, so I cannot write 428 in words, but I know you know already how to write this number in word. Just try your best. Okay? So let's try this out. How many hundreds do you see? 1, 2, 3 hundreds. So you write here 3 hundreds. How many tens do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 tens. Right? Now I'm going to make a place value chart. We have 8 hundreds, tens, and ones. Grade 2, you should also know how to do this. You should know how to write or draw a place value chart. You start with H followed by T and O, and then you draw some lines. Okay. So how many hundreds are there in the picture? How many hundreds? There are 3 hundreds. How many tens? There are 5 tens. And how many ones? We don't see any ones, right? So we write here 0. So the number formed is, we have 300s, that is 300, plus 5 tens, that's the same as 50, plus 0 ones, that's 0. So our number is 350. Okay? We have also to learn how to get the sum of these numbers. So this is 300 plus 50 plus 0, that's 350. And how do you write 350 in word? We have 300 and 50. 350. 50. Okay. Next example. We have here, I think there's only 100. There's only 100. So I'm going to write here 100. And we have how many ones? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 ones. So I'm going to write here 5 ones. Next is we are going to draw or make a place value chart. HTO. Hundreds, tens, and ones. Some lines. Then, okay, my question is, how many hundreds are there? There's only 100, so you write here 1. How many tens are there in the picture? We don't have any tens, right? We don't have something like this. So we write here 0 because there's none. And how many ones are there? There are 5 ones. Okay, next is $100 is the same as 100, 1 with 2 zeros, plus 0 tens is the same as 0, 5 ones is the same as 5. So the number is 105. So the number represented by these blocks is 105. And how do you write 105 in Word? We have 105. So 105. Okay? Next, let's have this figure. We only see hundreds here, right? So we have to count how many hundreds there are in the picture. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make sure you have not missed out any 100. Let's count again if there are really 10 hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we write here 10 hundreds. And 10 hundreds is the same as 1,000. So this is the number 1,000. Okay? It's a number 1 followed by 3 zeros. Okay? So that's how you count numbers. I mean, you count the blocks properly. You may count the hundreds, the tens, and the ones, or you can count all of them. So let's see if you know how to count, or yeah, let's see if you know how to count money. So we have here 100, we have here 10, we have here 1 peso. So the 100 peso bill is the same as our 100 block. And the 10 peso bill coin is the same as our 10, what's this? 110 block, and the 1 peso is something like this. Okay, so let's start with this amount. Let's see how much amount do we have given these bills and coins. Let's start with 100. So this is 100, 200, right? So I'm going to write here 200. And how many tens? 10, 20, 30, 40. So we have here 40. How many 1 peso coins? 1, 2. We have here 2. So 200 plus 40 plus 2. This will give us what amount? We have, this is the peso sign. Remember to put the peso sign before the number. 242. 242. That's 242. Okay, so this is the amount. Let's have another example. And this is our last example in this video. Okay, let's count the number of 100 peso bill, 100, 200, 300, 400. I said a while ago, number of 100 peso bill, there are 4 of them, 4 100 peso bill. So that's equivalent to 400. So we write here 400 plus how many or how much do we have here? 10, 20, 30. So that is 30. 430. That's the same as 430. Okay? So this is the amount of all of these bills and coins. So that's it, grade 2. See you in my next videos.